Here at AARP Ohio, we have the privilege of serving over 1.5 million members, and we have a staff of 12 individuals, and we have hundreds of volunteers. Almost all of the work that we do here in the state is done through the passion and efforts of our volunteers. I also feel part of my responsibility is to build a very strong volunteer network. As I mentioned, most of our activity would not happen were it not for our strong volunteers and passionate leaders in the community. And an example of that is I also really lead our executive council that is made up of volunteers as well. And in fact, Dr. Robert Applebaum from Scripps has been on our advisory council and just makes wonderful contributions to us. They're a body that helps us think strategically. They're very involved in the development of our state plan and its execution. And so we've always been so pleased to have his strong advice and counsel on that group. Very few states have an entity like Scripps that does the kind of research on our issues. And so oftentimes I say to my counterparts in other AARP offices, wow, I don't know what we would do without an institution that's so dedicated to aging issues as we have here in Ohio. And I know many other states have benefited from Scripps here in Ohio as well. We have partnered with Scripps and many other organizations to make sure that the policies are driven to that end. The research that has come out of Scripps is research that we really bank on in telling that story, especially to elected officials. And here in Ohio with term limits, it's really wonderful to have very accurate data that's specific to Ohio to really make your point. The research as well as documents that Scripps produces has been really helpful to us to help us educate our own volunteers, our own members, and for example, when we give testimony at the State House or write letters, we so often attach something from Scripps or quote something from Scripps, because once again, that is research that's homegrown right here for the use of Ohio, and we try to make sure that that happens. I think our missions are very similar. Because I think we're trying to look at the broad community and do a lot of planning for the future. This is a rapidly aging population, and having research and information and education out there available for people as they age is so critical. And I think both organizations do a really good job at understanding that that's how people now receive it and do their own research. And as long as we provide the tools and access to information, I think both organizations can really make a difference.